Okay. Eddie from Eddie's Pottery. What we're going to do is I'm going to make a couple of these. Oh, they're cookies. Like some people call them cookies. I call them a it's a glaze catcher or kiln shelf saver for the glaze that comes off of a kiln shelf. And the reason that you would need something like this is unless you are very, very good at your at what you do, this will save your kiln shelf from getting glaze on it from the piece of pottery. And the reason that I make the different cut marks on there, and I do that I make that. I showed a little bit about it on my last video. What I do is I take one of these and I cut it with pinking shears. Hey, or alligator shears, whatever you want to call it. But hey, you cut a plastic card, and it makes a great tool for making designs on your pottery. That's one thing. But the second thing is I make these right here because I want to make sure I put it in the kiln shelf, put a piece of pottery on it, and it will catch the glaze that drips off of it. That saves your kiln shelf. Kiln shelves are expensive, so hey, I know everybody has the same idea. So this cookie or tile, this is a round tile is all it is. It's about 1/4 of an inch thick or so, and about 4 inches across. And what it does, it's you put your pottery on it. Hey, you know where I'm going with this. So hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of these, and I do this because I've been asked about these. So the reason that I make the design on it is to raise the piece of pottery that sits on it above the cookie or tile, and it keeps it from sticking. It gets air underneath it, keeps it from sticking to actually this cookie or tile, so that this can be easily removed. But you stick it to you put a piece of pottery on a flat surface that has the glaze run off of it, you're going to bust up either the shelf, the kiln shelf, or the piece of pottery itself. So what I've done was I've taken my tool that cuts up the different pottery. I've made a 1 pound piece, off of, I pugged a bunch of clay, and what I did was I taken a tube of clay, cut me off, run that through there, and it fits in. When you run that through there, it cuts that clay right in two. So hey, I take that, cut that in half, and then I take it over here, put it on the wheel, and this right here is how it turns out. It's about 4 inches across, and it's about 1/2 of an inch, or no, in place from 1/4 to maybe just under 3/8 of an inch thick. Which hey, this is a nice piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off of here, and I'm going to set it over here on my plaster Paris molds, which I make for which I will make in the future to show you what I do to catch my slurry or slip, whatever you want to call it. I make these molds to do that. I make a pottery batter is what it is. I make a real thick slurry slip, and on all my scraps I pour it back into the mold, and when the plaster of Paris sucks all the moisture out of it, hey, then I go over here and I run it through my pug mill. Run it through the pug mill, and then I make clay. You know, hey, it turns out in a round piece of clay comes out of there, and I cut that off, and hey, I'm back in business. Now, the reason I don't use a round piece of clay like this and just slice it, because you get really nice little S cracks that run across the clay, and they break in two. Believe me, I made a bunch of these like that, and what it did was, hey, they worked fine one time, but after that one time, hey, they broke in two, and then I had to start all over again. So hey, but by doing it the way I'm doing it, they last a long time. I've been using them for quite some time, which I've been very happy in doing that. Now, just to let you know, I have not, this is the first time since June of 2020 that I've made anything, and really I don't consider this making anything, because you know I've got issues with my hand where these fingers right here will, if I bend them too far, they lock up, and then I got to take my other hand and pull them apart. So hey, I do my best to try not to do anything with my hand. So hey, well, let me ouch, now that I just felt that. So hey, and I'm doing this because somebody did ask me about how I made them, or I wouldn't be doing it at all. So, but you know, hey, I always try to help people. I really do, on all the tools I make. You know, so okay, that's yeah. Well, evidently I'm not doing too good right now, so we'll let's try this again. And you know, I don't do anything different in making these cookies or tiles to help you know, that you're gonna make. I don't do anything different with these than I would with any other piece of pottery. You know, I make a little cone, and you know, like so, and you know, they don't have to be perfect, but until the final process. So I do that to make sure that I don't want no S cracks in it, you know, and you know, most of you know what I'm talking about. And but these are quick, they're simple, they're very easy, and you'd be surprised that, you know, if they're not going to you know, as long as they don't break in two, you're good to go, you know. All I do is just put her down, boom, you know. But I do something a little bit more than what a lot of people do. Some of them will put a little ring around towards the center, but I don't do that. Hey, I take the tool that I made, I take it, I smooth it down as, oh yeah, just like you would any other piece of pottery, you know, or you know, any piece that you're going to keep. And believe me, I want to keep these as long as I can, because you know, I make these for a reason. Make it for a reason. So I am so far out of practice you would not believe it. Alright. Now, let's see what I'm doing here. Okay. Now. And this one is, yep, right, it's 4 inches, so hey, that's what it's supposed to be. Now, I just take this right here, since I've made my cuts, I put a little, and it's thick enough to where when I do this, it makes a really, really nice, you know, the peaks on it come up really nice on it, so that, you know, you, it will hold a piece on it, and there'll be air underneath it. There'll be air underneath the piece of pottery, and it will also it'll work very nicely. That's all I've got to say. It will work nice. And I leave it on the bat. You know, I don't take it off. I leave it on the bat, and you know, I got a bunch of these doggone things that I make, and I'm going to do a pottery video on bats coming up, because I'm getting ready to make some really, really big ones. So just to let you all know, and I will keep making these. You know, I think I'm about done for the day, but hey, this is what I made, so hopefully you will get a good idea of how to make these, you know, and if you look at it, it's it's less than a ½ inch thick, so but no, hey, these will work for you, help you save your pottery shelf. So yeah, ouch, been a while since I've done this, so hey, I'm really happy that I did it, to see if I could still throw some stuff. Yeah, this is about as simple as I can get. So, oh man, I'd really like to thank everybody for watching. Really like to thank everybody for watching, and you know, I know y'all have a really good time. Hey, there's my friends right there. Hey, Eddie from Eddie's Pottery, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye for now.